Okay, it's Tuesday, September 11th, 2018, at about 7:15. I'd like to open the business meeting for the Zoning Board of Appeals. Board of Appeals will conduct this meeting according to rules laid out in Chapter 40A of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Robert's Rules of Order, and its own particular set of rules entitled Rules of Procedure, a copy of which is on file with the town clerk. Another copy is available from the clerk at this meeting, and this meeting is being tape recorded. So the first order of business is new business finance
Yes.
report. Ms. Patari,
Yes, Mr. Moore.
take it away.
Yeah. Okay, the first sheet is the expense line item for fiscal 19. So we start again with 220. There's a WB Mason warrant to sign tonight for 219.57. So that leaves us with 43 cents left in our expense account for.
I have 2 cents, we can round it up.
Everything from then on will come out of revolving. The next two sheets, and I had to wait for this because I usually do this about the end of July with the town accountant. So the end of the fiscal year starts July 1. So this is fiscal 18, and second page, we ended with fees to date 6,500, and we spent 3,738.88. That 14,945.50 will carry over to fiscal 19. The third page is the printout from the town accountant showing that I balance. It's circled. And then 2 pages after that is, so our new fiscal 19 spreadsheet, this is the spreadsheet I keep. Started with that same amount, and the only thing that's on there is revolving hours, and then the deposit for 25 Ballpate Road for October 9th hearing.
The revolving hours are in pretty good shape. The revolving account, I should say,
Yeah.
in very good shape.
Wow, I had 175 revolving hours. Oh, that's the highest, I think, of the 40B
But the
and
amount,
everything.
the amount collected is well in excess of the
Yeah.
amount spent, so
Yes.
we're in good shape there. And then the expense line, yeah, that 43 cents gonna carry.
Yeah, so
that-
now that'll go back to
Okay.
the town
Got
and
it.
everything else, like ink and, I don't think I'll need much more than ink and little things during the year.
Do you normally, I don't remember this, do you normally spend your hard money supply account within a month of the fiscal
Well,
year?
no, we had, if you remember,
Recently.
they
Month and a half?
gave us back an expense account, a couple years ago for 860, but then, years ago, we had a bigger one, that was a long time
Well,
ago.
it's just never good that the
But
line is
we don't-
drained in
they
a month and a
took-
half of the fiscal
With-
year.
I'm not sure if it was fiscal 17's budget, they took that away for the phones, remember I told you?
Yeah, I remember that.
So, they took away
It used to be
600
zero, and it was all coming out of
Revolving.
revolving. Then
Yeah.
they gave some of it back, but not much, so she'd use all that first and then
Right.
go to revolving.
Right,
And then it
right.
got
Oh, I
even
didn't put-
less when they took
yeah.
the phones out, so now it
I
starts
get
out
it,
at
okay.
some
So now that's all
paltry.
that's left.
It's just such a
amount.
false,
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's not false, but I guess I just hate when.
220
when peop-
bucks.
when
Doesn't last
people
very
do-
long.
Yeah, operating budgets, and they use, I don't
No,
know,
we
they're
didn't-
basically using soft money
We had-
to fund an
we had
operating budget, and they
3,000
shouldn't do that.
We had $3,000 in 2001, and then
Right.
it was cut completely.
Right.
And then
So you
revolving
know
wasn't
it's-
20,
Actually,
it was
actually, I can-
35
Right, right,
back
right,
then,
right.
and that
Just
was
so
cut
move
to
it.
20. But we've stayed with our revolving count without having to put any more money in for, since
basically
2002.
Soft money, but
Yeah.
it's okay, it doesn't matter, it's the way they do it.
So 2 warrants.
So, do I hear a motion to pay warrant to WB Mason Supplies in the amount of $219.57 out of account 011-765570-542.
So moved?
For office supplies, thanks, Paul. Seconded by Dave. Okay, any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, that carries. Let me just do this one while we're at it. Do I hear a motion to pay warrant article for, a warrant for H.L. Graham Associates for a period ending 7/16/18 for consulting fees relating to the 40B comprehensive permit technical review for Alan P. Olson Senior application, the amount of $250 from account 8000-258139.
So moved?
Second.
Paul. Okay. Dave? Ever Dave? Any discussion on that? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? That motion carries. Get it? You got these, Dave? Did you already sign it?
So I just need
That
everybody
you?
to sign
Yep.
those. Yeah, Dave signed.
Remain in red.
Hands out. All right, the next order of business is the business and hearing minutes of July 10th, 2018. Everybody's had the opportunity to review those. I'll need a motion to approve those minutes. And
moved.
business and hearing minutes of July 10th. Sorry,
Make a motion to approve the business and hearing minutes of July 10th, 2018.
thank you. Your second on that?
Second?
Thank you, Dave. Okay, is there any discussion on that? None, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
One
Opposed,
abstain.
none, and one abstention, thank you, Sharon.
Okay.
Carries. Any other new business, Patty?
Nope.
But I-
Correspondence. Did you sign? Wait till he's,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
there's two of them.
Okay, go.
Oh, just one here. Okay, correspondence, there's a notice of hearing for tomorrow night's planning board meeting for Parish Road.
Mm-hmm.
I kinda
Oh,
stuck that in there,
got the
cause
wrong
I
one.
just learned about it the other day. No. And then the denial from the building inspector for 25 Baldpate for this hearing is scheduled for October 9th.
That's the one you have a packet for, is
And
that
this
right?
is the, I can do that now, if you'd like, just wanna. pass those down. This is yours, Dave. So that's an
Oh, I guess
addition.
I got names on them, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And that's for,
Awesome.
so I put, that's at 7:30 on October 9th, and I put the, whatever's scheduled next for 7:31, immediately following the first hearing.
Just a heads up, I'll be in California for work on 10/9.
Yeah, I just was gonna check the date, not that we're gonna change it. but, Is there anybody else that's unavailable for the 9th?
October 9th.
Yeah.
I think so, okay.
Patty, remind me why we switched from the 2nd to the 9th, I don't remember.
Because we switched from the 4th to the 11th. Labor Day, we went
Oh,
to
to give us,
that
to give
tonight,
ourselves 4 weeks
and
between,
to give
got
us
it.
time between hearings, we did that.
In
So
hindsight.
that's where 25
Could've knocked it
Baldpate-
out earlier.
And, yeah, I know, and Baldpate's already been advertised.
Yeah, it's been advertised for the 9th, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking elections, but that's not till the following month.
And
Okay.
then November 13th going to the second Tuesday because of election.
Right.
Um,
And that's all. Okay.
We're we're on second Tuesdays for a little while, which is.
May I make a suggestion that we take this on first and get these kind folks in, reviewed, decisioned, and on their way on the 9th, since we may have another topic?
Yeah, when we get the agenda, we'll,
Make-
when
yeah,
we
just
finalize the
To
agenda.
be courteous of everybody's time.
Oh, yeah.
I
no,
think-
they'll-
I thought you meant
they're-
October 1st.
That's why I said if we have
Yeah.
another continuance, we put it for 7:31. 7:30 will be 25 Baldpate.
Right.
But you just put them both at 7:30 and then it's up to the chair to
Yeah,
Yeah, you
decide
can-
the
yeah,
order.
you can
of the
do
day.
that.
Yeah, so that way we don't have to define
I'm
an
just-
order up front.
Correct.
You're
That's
absolutely
fine.
right.
What was 10/2? Why couldn't we meet?
Just because we
Needed 4
postponed
weeks.
September's.
We
Yeah,
made it
in
later,
hindsight,
so.
if we knew
Now
everybody's
Baldpate's
schedule, we would have probably left alone, but it was, when she has to advertise for hearings, she needs enough time in between, and so.
You have to, so before that, say it is October 9th, then you gotta wait 14 days before you can put the first legal ad in, so that's 2 weeks, then it has to run 2 consecutive weeks.
Oh.
So
And
that's
be-
why you meet once a month.
And because November was also late, we decided we'll just go second Tuesday, in a row, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Since we had we had a holiday this month, and then 2 months from now. But anyway, that was just a sort of for convenience. there's a notice for site plan application as well.
Yes,
Did you-
that was Parish
Parish Road.
Road and then the
Denial.
denial.
Okay,
Under old business.
ZBA communications was on this list, and that's something that we had talked about last time, and, this is something maybe Gina was also interested in discussing too, I think. But we kinda brought it up
Yeah, well,
a couple of months ago, as far as getting communications out for hearings and all of that, and what's going on with the ZBA. And I don't know if anybody's given it any thought over the last couple of months, but, I just want to bring it up again for at least a brief discussion and see if anybody has any ideas on what we can do as a board or ought to do as a board to get the word out, and make people aware of what's kind of going on with the board and hearings that are coming up. And I don't want to speak for Gina, but I thought this was something that she was
she was
interested in,
gonna-
but
Yeah, she did,
I don't know, maybe I could
She
be
did.
losing it. There's been a lot going on the last few months, but.
she said I can put something out there.
There's a,
Yeah, I have them in.
there's something on Facebook about Georgetown Friends and Families, and also Georgetown News,
In Georgetown.
and I read that.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot of stuff that I wasn't aware of.
The Georgetown parent page is highly visited.
Oh, that's-
Very visible.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
And Gina did say something.
if it's easy enough for somebody to post an ad, so when the legal ad has to go out, it has to go out in the paper, which it does. I don't think there's anything that says you can't go out in other places, so if there is a vehicle out there that, obviously electronic, that people can, a lot of people are gonna visit, why would we not just post that application? You don't have to give an opinion or anything about it, but if somebody from the board wants to make sure that that ad gets posted on those sites,
Oh, I don't know.
at least then people know. There you go, you have it.
The only thing I worry about is, I think it's a great idea, but I think it needs to be consistent. If we're
And I
gonna do
can-
it, we need to do it for all of them.
Yeah.
If we can't do it for
When
certain
it's a
venues, for
controversial one,
certain,
yeah.
yeah, I
Can we
think, I
maybe
think we
check
should
across
be
the board?
across
I
the
agree.
board.
And check with Mike, and Mike may know, or check with KMP to see that doesn't break any open meeting law or anything like
And
that.
who will own that?
But it would
and-
be a
Or-
reposting of a publicly
all it would be.
displayed,
Yeah.
so I don't think it would.
We're required to post everything now.
Well, it's posted
Okay?
online on the
It's
town
on the board.
website.
Who comes
Right.
to look at that?
Exactly,
How
that's
many
the
people
point.
did-
But the problem, Patty, is
Aren't informed about what the
Yeah.
issues are today
Correct.
going on in town.
I think if it's
And
something,
the social media thing has just really gotten
I mean, if
out of
it's,
control. There's just so much really good information as well as bad, I mean, a lot of other venues, but, I think it's a lot of what I see, and I'm like pretty impressed. I mean, there's people there that are really informed and really share some really good information. How do we protect ourselves with that,
Has to come
We have
right
to
from
be-
the board. I mean, it has to come from this.
yeah, it would be, what my suggestion would
We
be,
have to be very consistent.
Consistency.
if I,
Everything's black and white.
if I was to take a stab at this, it would be zoning board of appeals group or board, zoning board.
Are you volunteering?
Nope. Look, I'm just telling you, I manage Facebook pages for nonprofits in the past. I have my own Facebook page. I've seen the Georgetown Parents Group page. It erupts in a lot of conversation. So whatever's posted, there should be some rules set before we dive into this and make sure that Mike's comfortable with them, that we are posting the
The public notice.
public notice.
Period.
All it is.
That's it.
And that is it. Whatever comments
Yeah,
go,
It has to
you,
comport with whatever open
That's
meeting
it.
laws.
Just
there are.
repost it.
Thank
It's
you.
if not you, because you're on the board, if somebody else happened to see it in the paper and snapped a picture of it, they could post it on there.
Sure. it's
Anybody could do it.
Publicly available.
I'm just saying that,
Could
You
we
know,
leverage
if
the
we-
town's,
I'm not on-
the town's website? Isn't there a webmaster
Yeah,
for the
well,
town?
so
the
who
things
does
that
we have our own
imagine-
website, we could put it on
the
there, but
things that-
people have to
we
go
have an
find
IT
that.
person in the
That's
building.
the thing.
it's gonna have to be one of us. I mean, you're just gonna have to,
Yeah,
you're just gonna have to realize
Who
that
runs the
one of
town
us are gonna have to
website?
bite the bullet
the
and do it.
IT company.
But the point is, what should be posted, what I imagine would be posted would be the public notice, any continuance notices, any cancellation notices,
Yeah, see, we're not.
anything relevant to the meeting itself and the original
Right.
listing that goes out in the paper.
Right.
Other than that, it's that simple. You don't have to get into the weeds and,
Georgetown ZBA.
No, there
Doesn't have to
shouldn't
be
be
that.
any discussion on that.
Correct.
At least not
Not
from
coming from the
members of the board. If
town,
people
it's-
wanna
Right,
discuss it
yeah, if
offline,
the-
that's.
yeah.
Someone has to manage it.
Let me
But the
check,
town
let me
has to
check
manage it. You can't
with
be
Janet
doing
and Mike, because I could have sworn
That's all on the town.
in an email somewhere, I was in the midst of the 40B and Mellow filings,
That's
and I
nice.
thought someone said about
Applications.
posting something on, maybe it was
Well,
Facebook.
why don't I ask, the chairman can ask Mike about,
Yeah.
you know, reposting public notices. in the
Okay,
public.
good.
I mean, I've gotten a lot of
Missed
feedback,
it.
like, I didn't know, you know, a lot of people,
Yeah.
you know,
Missed it,
and
Dean.
again, obviously,
So,
it's the
what do
the
they
more
got?
important ones, I guess, or the more, you know.
yeah, I don't think many people are gonna show up other than the abutters for a 25 ball pate.
Right.
But something that's in town that's,
So hit that.
affects more people, whether it
Gotta
be,
be consistent.
you know,
What- you know
can't
what-
pick and
I'm not
What
saying
used
we
to
don't
happen
have
is-
to, but I'm saying people are gonna find certain things more interesting
Agreed.
than others.
Agreed.
Whether they do or not is irrelevant. We just put it out there for people.
So
to
our
be
agenda's on
informed.
the, I mean, the agendas that I
And
have
just
right
post
here
it on
is
the
right there.
website.
Yeah, it's
Posted
on the website,
So
yeah.
I mean, I think
I-
we'd leverage
I
the
put that on there a
existing
week ahead of
forum
time.
and
And then the
Post
notice,
a link
if
to
you
the
go
website.
to,
post a link to the website.
if you
yeah.
go to a note, if you go
That's
to
a better
October 9th,
And the notices are there too.
this public hearing notice is already posted on the town website for October 9th.
Right,
Just this.
but I would tell you that
But
the percentage of people going to Facebook every night to check on the Georgetown Parents Group or the
Yeah.
Georgetown News versus going to the Georgetown Mass website is like,
But that's their
But
choice.
that's his point. You
005,
don't,
yeah.
but you don't have to repost,
I
just
know.
post a link to the
Correct.
site.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're having a meeting, ZBA meeting tonight, 7:30, here's the link. Boom.
but I think the page
Or
should be.
2 days before,
The
or-
post should come from a Georgetown
Right.
Mass ZBA.
But I think
I
that
think if
point
we-
is good so that we're not drafting something
Correct.
that's any different than what's actually
That's my
already
concern.
publicly noticed. And if
The only
you do a
problem-
link to
To
the
your
site,
point.
it has everything on it.
Exact same.
Yeah.
It's here, it's there, nothing else.
Yep, exactly.
I get there's gonna be more traffic on the Facebook site, but then there's who's gonna own it, and two, how do we mitigate against
Comments?
comments and,
You
and,
can't.
and
Fake
monitoring and
See,
Yeah,
then you
that's what you're
can't- then
talking
you really
about.
can't, okay?
You can't.
Yeah, but
You
that's,
can on the
you
Georgetown
lock it
Parents
down.
site,
Well,
but
I
there's
mean,
still
I
a
have-
Georgetown Parents
Right,
site.
exactly,
Butters
because that could be
calling
fake
for
news.
tonight who found out, someone, maybe an abutter that came to the meeting did
Wasn't
post something on
there-
the parents, is it the parents site or something?
Didn't
And
the
they-
town have a,
The longer this goes on, the more people are finding out
right.
that
Yeah.
way,
yeah.
I mean,
on their own.
yeah,
like
I've
abutters
heard
are
everything
doing.
from
It should just be a
petitions to
link to the
notices to
website.
letters
Yeah,
to,
I agree.
who knows?
That's an.
Well,
that's-
why don't we do this? We'll follow up with Mike and or town council if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta,
Yeah.
could follow up with him on something else anyways, so I'll ask that question, and then you guys think about it a little bit further, and maybe by this time next month, we can decide if we wanna pursue anything, or say, you know, it's just not a good idea, I don't know.
I think it's a good idea.
I think conceptually it is, I think we,
Yeah,
Actually.
I think
it'd be nice to
think
do something, but
it's
there's
a
definitely
great-
some
it's-
issues that gotta be ironed out.
It's a great idea if what Dave and I think most of us are singing out of the same choir book. It's a simple post
Yeah.
reiterating what's already a link to the website,
That's all,
correct?
that's all it is. The police department does it, the fire department does it, the highway department does it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They can't be appealed.
Well, yeah, there's different procedures, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the point.
But that,
So,
yeah.
all right, well, why don't we,
Do we know what larger
Hold that
towns
thought.
do? I mean, is there like a monthly newsletter that they? I don't know. I have no idea.
well, a long
I don't
time
get
ago,
other things
you,
from other
you
zoning
used
boards.
to be able to
Farmers in
sign up
Georgetown,
for
I think.
supposedly for some sort of email from the
Used to have a
town.
newspaper.
That you'd be
Which we
on
still
a
do.
email
Still on
distribution list, but it
Stanway.
never
weekly
worked.
announcements
Do
or
you remember
something?
that? Yeah, you could
We're
choose
done.
to
Your
opt
computer
in.
goes
Huh?
on.
Like today, it's down to alerts.
We
Yeah.
actually have a newspaper.
I understand,
They
but
think
nobody,
Nobody
reads it.
wants to hear every
Didn't
single,
go on.
nobody wants to get this all day long.
So far as I'm concerned,
Emails.
I know, but who am I to choose, right? Which
That's
which
why.
one that I'm interested in or you're
Exactly,
interested in,
exactly.
so that's
You-
the problem.
I think the advantage of getting the word out is just to get more members involved.
That's another advantage for
We
sure.
really need that more than anything. We could have 2 or 3 more members, right? We don't.
No, one.
One.
We got
Just
Gina.
one alternate.
Gina's
One
I
back.
can
alternate?
step down.
After tonight,
I mean, she'd probably have 5 volunteers to move on if we
Gina's,
had.
Gina's back for this next hearing.
Yep.
I got my kids here.
Well, that's good, that's really good. They
Well,
were-
you're
You got the next generation ready to go, right
We're
here.
back up to full speed.
Right, Emma? Your
Emma.
civic duty, honey.
All right.
Emma, Emma.
All right, well, why don't we move on
Sure,
and, and
yeah.
we'll take that up next time, perhaps, but let's not, you know, let's keep thinking about it and I'll follow up with the town manager as well as town council. Anything else? So we're down to item 4, which is items not reasonably anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance of the meeting. Patty, you wanna?
So,
Seen it.
normally we already have voted on a new chairman, and with everything going on, kinda slipped everybody's minds. So,
It's not too late.
with that, I can ask if there's any nominations for chairman.
I'd like to nominate Sean Dean.
Sounds like a good
Do you want-
choice.
Do you want a second that?
Any
The
other?
chair can't.
Second,
No, you don't have to even.
You don't have to, okay.
Yeah,
Are
you
you
just-
willing?
Is there any other are there any other
Other
nominations?
nominations? I've been
There-
twice in a row, so I'm.
Being
you know,
none,
going to-
Sean, do you accept?
I do.
Do you wanna,
And then you can vote.
yeah, we can,
Do them.
do you wanna, just, I know, and I asked Sean, earlier about it, I think he'd be great. But you had a couple of concerns.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
you
the only
addressed.
qualification around it, I'm happy to do it, I'm committed to the Georgetown ZBA. The only, reservations I had are, one, my travel schedule due to work, and two, given, you know, we can't talk about the hearing, but we have a hearing pending that I'd like, the current chair to remain on as chair, if that's permissible. I don't know the
Certainly is.
rules
I
around
think
that.
it
It
is.
would be the acting chair.
I mean, it makes sense for continuity
Acting
around.
chair for that hearing, and certainly continue that however long that lasts.
Yep.
Forever.
Let's hope not.
You know, Sean, I think as far as your
That's
travel
fair, there
schedule
needs to be
goes,
continuity there, but other than that, I.
everybody has, you know,
Yep.
Jeff travels considerably as well. You know, there's certain meetings people just, for one other reason, can't make, so I don't think that's an issue.
And then the third is just seeking guidance from not only the prior chairman, but all of you, and that I need help with some of the procedural stuff and just running the meetings, and obviously Patty's here and has been a huge help, and so I'll need assistance with that, but I'm more than happy to.
Got everything
I
laid
think you
out
do a
for
great
you.
job.
I know.
Yeah, I
Well,
do too.
thanks.
So, we need,
crickets from me.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, Paul will send you a lot of emails.
No, I'm kidding.
so we need to vote on that, and
I
the
love-
alternates
I love
also
coming off
vote.
the bench whenever
for
you
the
need
record.
Okay,
an interim chairman.
All right, so we're having, no other nominations, all those in favor?
Aye.
Sean,
Aye.
Aye,
I abstain.
Thank you,
one abstention,
thank you, thank
That
you.
How long is that
passes.
for, 2 years?
and you
for
are
5
now
years.
chairman.
2
Is it
years.
5? No, it's
You need to
2.
move
No.
over, you need to move over
Is
and
it
let us.
2 or is it
Well,
1?
Well,
Oh, no, I can sit here,
We're
this is
supposed
fine.
to do it in June. So, actually,
Were
we
we
were supposed
really?
to, yeah,
What are we supposed to do?
we were supposed to do it in June, but we had a.
Well, it's,
You know what,
so I'll
We
give you the
normally-
agenda,
we
there's one
normally-
last item there
actually-
with an arrow next
So I
to
get
it.
to-
Actually, we always, I think last year we did it in August, because we were traveling. I think we did it later, actually, too, so,
Yeah, I think we're fine.
yeah, oh, we're fine.
Well, thank you all. Do I have a
So
motion?
take it away.
Motion to close the business meeting of Tuesday, September 11th, 2018.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is closed.
Yeah, any discussion? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Business meeting's closed. Thanks so much.
All right.
Opening,
Wait a minute, we gotta open the other
we gotta
meeting.
open
Since I'm
the-
supposed to chair it, I'll pick up where you
So-
left
So
off.
we're gonna open, do they have to be here?
Nope,
Nope,
Okay. So we're gonna open the hearing for Mello, 203 East Main Street.
do you wanna,
yeah, do you want me to
Have-
take it
Yeah,
since I'm supposed
actually,
to be?
gonna
That's
do
fine,
acting?
prior chair is gonna take this as acting chair.
okay.
that's fine.
Do we need to vote on that, or, okay.
So we've reopened the hearing for 203 East Main Street, and we received one correspondence from Attorney McCann, and I'll just go ahead and read that into the record, dated today, September 11th, 2018, to the Georgetown Board of Appeals regarding 203 East Main Street, the G Mello Disposal Corp. Dear board members, as some of you may be aware, the applicant is actively pursuing an alternative location for the Mello Disposal Corp. operation, which, if successful, would render the pending application moot. Therefore, rather than take up the board's valuable time this evening, the applicant requests a continuance of this hearing to the board's meeting of October 9th, 2018. I understand that we do not need to be present at this evening's meeting. Thank you for your consideration. Nancy did call Patty. Patty spoke with me today, and she asked if we felt that they needed to be here. I also had an offline discussion with Greg Mello, who asked me about the potential for continuing this as well. And my indication to them was that I thought that was fine. They're pursuing an alternative location that they feel is suitable. How that pans out is gonna remains to be seen. But that I felt if we're gonna continue again, because there's been a lot of continuances here, that they at least please notify the board as to why. And so they're moving
Okay.
towards a different solution. And so my opinion was that they did not need to be here. And that I did not think that, not to speak for the board, but I did not think a further continuance would be unreasonably withheld. So, that being said,
Mr. Acting Chair, could I
Sure.
ask a question? Could I call in or video in?
We can do
On-
remote participation.
Okay,
That would be great. So you can call in
on the 9th?
on the 9th, sure. Or we can call you, usually.
Because I'll be in San Francisco, I'll be in my hotel, I mean, I could
Do you
call
wanna-
in.
Well,
Plug in
will
the
you?
remote
Because
phone number
time
right now?
difference.
At 6 hours, 5 hours?
Let me see when my
3,
flight
4.
gets in.
But they're
Is it
back,
4?
right?
3
They're
times
not
on
ahead.
this
No, I'm
They're
back.
Yeah.
So-
4 o'clock in the
If
afternoon.
we do
Let me
the,
double check.
we can call you on
Let me,
here.
let me double check offline and I'll
Yeah.
let
Well, why
you
don't we
know.
do this,
I'm happy to call in.
it sounds like they may, this potentially could even withdraw, we don't know, but right now it'll be continued to then.
I, just,
You
I
can
hate to
call.
see them
I think-
get held up
I
over
think-
me, I don't wanna do that,
I think
I'll
this-
make sure I call in.
Yeah, and I
If
think
I'm
there's
not
a
on the plane.
potential, I mean, if they were gonna buy something, you need at least 30 days to even close on something, so.
That's fast. That's
Well-
real fast today to
That
close
would
on
be,
something.
that would be for a, speaking from the banking world, if they were to potentially do that, that would be a minimum 45-day process.
Well, this
they
this
can-
is really not
Doesn't
for our
matter.
discussion,
I know, I'm
so
just
let's,
saying.
Yeah.
we'll move
It
on.
was
I
just
get, a good
per-
point, though.
Procedural question from
Yeah.
me, that's all.
Yep,
Okay, so.
so the answer is you can call
Okay.
in,
Yes.
if it
I'll let you
works
know.
out.
Do you have
Let
to
you
do
know.
I just-
that Mullen thing?
And
No.
we
No,
can,
you just
as
have to
as
read a
Dave has even
certain-
suggested, we have another hearing, we can rejigger things to push the timing one way or the other, maybe, if that is
Jeff
to your
would just,
benefit.
Okay.
Oh, good
you'd need
point.
to read a section of the remote participation
Oh, I
before.
see.
I may be
Okay.
working out there, but I'll let you know.
Okay,
I just don't wanna.
Very good.
hold
Well,
on.
I appreciate that they continued.
So do I hear a motion to allow them to continue to
So
our
moved.
meeting October 9th at, on or after 7:30?
So moved.
Second.
Sharon, Dave, thanks, seconded. Any discussion, further discussion on that?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none. That motion carries, and I'm not gonna close the hearing, but, the hearing is now continued
that's it.
to October 9th.
Yeah.
And we are
You're
concluded for
done.
the night. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you.